Old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts for another video. Love comparing the all-time greats. Nobody's doing it. All anybody wants to talk about is LeBron and Jordan. To me, it's not even a debate or a comparison. But when you sit down and look at the all-time greats, you really see how Michael Jordan does stand out. I went into doing research without having any one player in mind, but it just became Michael Jordan just in almost every single facet. Teammates, competition, you name it. Leading the league in things, championships, MVPs, you name it. The 8 years without losing 3 in a row, the best regular season of all time, the best consecutive regular seasons of all time. There's just, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, you think about it, give me some records that LeBron has. That LeBron James owns a record. I'm not talking about longevity either, cumulative stats, like he has the all-time most points, okay? Besides that, can you think of any record LeBron James has? Whether a playoff record, a regular season record, a finals record. Can you think of any? Can you think of a record? I can't. I can't think of any. So anyway, what I'm going to talk about here is playoff careers of the all-time greats. Specifically in this one here is, how did the all-time greats do when they had a lead in a series? So whether it's 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, whatever, a lead, 2-0, 3-0, whatever. You have a lead. Did you maintain that lead? Okay, well, let me start with Bill Russell. Bill Russell never lost a series with a lead. Now in the 1958 finals, I believe they might have think they were up 1-0 or something, but Bill Russell missed 2 games in that series and parts of 2 other games due to injury. So I don't really hold that against him. But if you want to, and you want to say, well, he did play in it, whatever, okay, fine. Then Russell, you would say the 58 finals, that's the only time. Anytime Bill Russell got any lead of any kind, it's over. He won. Wilt Chamberlain 3 times lost the lead. He lost a 3-1 lead in 1968 to the Boston Celtics in the East Finals. Up 3-1. That's a black mark, no doubt. In 1969, they were up 2-0 and later 3-2 on Boston 69 in the same series. That's when Wilt was on the Lakers. And Wilt Chamberlain lost that series. In the 1973 season, he was only up 1-0 in the finals, but then lost 4 straight to the Knicks in the 73 finals. So 3 times Wilt Chamberlain lost when he led in the series. Oscar Robertson 4 times. Again, people always talk about how dominant Boston was, but the competition was stiff. These series were close. It was not just Boston winning 75 games every year and sweeping the playoffs. That's just not what happened. There was a lot of close games, close series. People just don't realize. They just try to normalize the fact that Bill Russell dominated an entire era. Oscar Robertson was leading Boston in the 63 East Finals, 2-1. They lost that series 4-3 in 7. In 1966, in the East Semis, and it was a best of 5, they were up 2-1. They just had to win one of the next 2 games. Boston came back and won 3-2. In 1972, Oscar Robertson was up 1-0, lost 4-2. In 73, Oscar Robertson was up 2-1, lost 4-2 to Golden State. Kareem 4 times lost the lead. The most notable was probably in 86. They were up 1-0 on Houston, and Houston then won the next 4 in a row. LA had a much better team. I think they were a 62-win team, and the Rockets were a 51-win team. Magic Johnson 3 times. Again, the same thing. 86 Houston, 84 Boston. They were up in the finals 2-1. The Boston came back to win that one 4-3. 86 against Houston. 91 against the Bulls. They won the first game 1-0, and the Bulls won the next four in a row. Larry Bird, 5 times, lost with the lead. Most of it was only up 1-0 or 2-1. But in 1990, the Knicks were up. They were up 2-0 on the Knicks in 1990, and they lost 3-2, and that was in a best of 5. So they only needed to win one of the next 3, and of course that was Larry Bird with back injury. Hakeem Olajuwon in 1998 is the only time he ever lost with a lead. He was up 2-1, lost 3-2, and that was a best of 5. But Utah was the 1 seed, and the Rockets were the 8 seed, and they were up 2-1. I remember this. It shocked some people because after that series was over, Utah went ahead and beat San Antonio 4 out of 5, and then they swept the Lakers 4-0. So of all 3 series, it was the first round 8-seeded Rockets that did the best. They were up 2-1. They won 2 games. That's more than the Spurs and the Lakers combined in the second round in the Western Conference Finals. Michael Jordan also only lost 1 lead ever. He was up 2-1 the 89 Eastern Conference Finals against Detroit. They lost that series 4-2. That's it. 1 time. Shaquille O'Neal twice, 05. They lost to Detroit. They were up 3-2. Lost that one 4-3. And then in 2010, when he was on he was on Cleveland, they were up 2-1 to Boston and didn't win another game, lost 3 straight. Kobe Bryant only lost 1 lead ever. Up 3-1 against Phoenix in 06 and then lost 4-3. You remember that game 7? He didn't want to shoot anymore. Tim Duncan lost 6 times with a lead. Twice were 2-0, a 2-1, 2 3-2s, and a 1-0. And a lot of these, they were heavily favored. West semifinals twice, 3 times. Once in the first round, getting beat by teams that they should have no business losing to. LeBron James, 5 times he lost a lead. 2006 against Detroit. Now, in that year, I remember Detroit was very good at home, almost unbeatable. And that's what happened was Detroit was winning all their home games. And Cleveland, basically won all their home games. Cleveland was up 3-2. Detroit came back to win 4-3. In 2010 against Boston, I just mentioned that series. LeBron was up 2-1, lost 4-2. The 2011 finals against Dallas, he was up 2-1, lost 4-2. 2015 against Golden State, up 2-1, lost 4-2. In 21 first round against Phoenix, up 2-1, lost 4-2. Kevin Durant has lost 4 times. The biggest one was the 2016 against Golden State West Finals when they were up 3-1. Steph Curry, obviously he's got the 2016 where he was up 3-1 and lost in 7. He also against the Clippers in 2014, he was up 1-0, lost 4-3. Okay, another one is home court advantage. How many of the all-time greats lost when they had home court advantage? Bill Russell only once, and that was the 58 finals. Again, if you want to hold it against him, that's the only black mark you can really put on him. The other one was the other one he lost was the 1967 76ers, who were 68-13, the best team of the entire decade. Wilt Chamberlain lost 5 times with the home court advantage. Boston was 3 of those. Oscar Robertson lost 3 times. Kareem 5 times. Ironically, it was Houston who beat him twice in 81 and 86. Magic Johnson shares basically the same thing, 3 times for him. The 2 against Houston in 81 and 86, and also 1990 against Phoenix. They lost 4-1, and they had the best record in the NBA. Larry Bird lost 7 times with the home court advantage. This is something I don't hear get talked about much. I know Larry Bird is a very popular player, but you have to mention the negatives in there. 7 times he lost with home court advantage. One of them in 83, he got swept by Milwaukee at home. Akeem Olajuwon only twice. That was his rookie year in '85 against Utah, lost in 5 in a best of 5. And then in '87 against Seattle, lost in 6. After that, Akeem Olajuwon never lost again with home court advantage for about 12, 13 years. Michael Jordan never lost with home court advantage. He's the only person on this list that you can honestly say never lost with home court advantage. Shaquille O'Neal lost 5 times, including getting swept in '94 and getting swept in '95 in the finals. Kobe Bryant twice, and that was the '04 finals. Lost in 5 to Detroit. In 2011 against Dallas, when Dallas was hot, they got swept. That was in the second round. Tim Duncan 7 times lost with home court advantage. Again, you got to mention the negative in there. In 2001 against the Lakers are very good. They got swept. They actually had home court advantage in that series. LeBron James 3 times, all happened in a row. In 2009, 10, and 11. He had home court advantage in all 3 of those, lost all 3. But he has redeemed himself since and has not lost at home with home court advantage since. Kevin Durant also 3 times in 2012, 2013, and then in 2021. And that was the one where Durant had the foot on the line. And Steph Curry twice has lost with home court advantage. 2016 to Cleveland, and then 2023 last year to the Lakers, both to LeBron James, as ironic as that is. So as you can see, again, whenever I mention these criteria, there's always seems to be one name that always stands out. And here's another one that I thought was interesting is how many players of all those all-time greats lost 3 consecutive playoff games in the same series? Bill Russell twice, Wilt Chamberlain 3 times, Oscar Robertson 3 times, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 5 times, Magic Johnson 5 times, Larry Bird 6 times, Hakeem Olajuwon only twice. And he was outmanned almost, definitely early in his career. He always had a lesser team. 91 against the Lakers, he was swept in a 5-game series, 3-0. And then in 96, swept by Seattle. The only times he was swept, 4-0. That's it for Hakeem Olajuwon. Michael Jordan 4 times. 2 of those were 5-game series. 2 of those were 7-game series. And it all happened in a row. 86, 87, 88, 89. After 89, Michael Jordan had never lost 3 in a row in the playoffs from 1990 to 1998, minus the 94 season. So I believe that my math is correct. That's 8 years of never losing 3 in a row. Shaquille O'Neal 8 times lost at least 3 in a row, which that's a high number. Kobe Bryant 6 times lost at least 3 in a row in a playoff series. Tim Duncan lost 8 times. He lost, and this was all a 7-game series because by that time all the series were 7 games, but 8 times he lost 3 in a row or more. LeBron James, the leader on this list, 9 times lost at least 3 consecutive games in a playoff series, more than any other all-time great. Kevin Durant 5 times, and Steph Curry, the only one he lost was the 2016 finals, games 5, 6, and 7 against Cleveland. And that's going to wrap this video up. Again, it's just to show another angle to show why there's always one name that sticks out among the rest. Now, Bill Russell was right there too, and Olajuwon surprised me with a lot of stuff that he had in here too. But that's it, and I'll have more to come. I got a lot of videos I want to put out to you guys. Hopefully gain some traction. No one talks about this kind of stuff. So until next time,